Welcome everybody, this is the fourth battle of our campaign in Tales of War. I'm playing blue, my opponent's playing red, he's the attacker and now he's shuffled the deck to reveal the objective card, which is supply lines. We need to reach the enemy deployment zone with our wagon or destroy the enemy wagon to secure victory. Deployment zones are marked on your screen now. There will be 2 wagons and whoever gets to the enemy deployment zone first with their wagon wins the game. 3 terrain tiles in this battle and our opponent has already placed his. Now I'm placing my hill and the mountains. The enemy wagon won't be able to cross the mountains like any other unit in the game except for the vampires who can just simply fly over them. So I placed the mountains really close to my deployment zone to make it much more difficult for the opponent to fulfill the battle objective. Okay, so let's assemble the army now, but before we do so, a quick rundown of the situation. The enemy has got an advantage over us. He's got 2 special units versus our 1. He's got the Hydra, and also dwarves with spears and shields, so they are immune to magic. We only have our ice sorceresses, which we should be able to use in this battle quite well. Another problem is that the enemy's got the Cross of Eternity, which means that if he wins this battle, he will win the whole campaign. So that's another thing. I've chosen the Ranger to lead my army. That's because she's really good at controlling enemies from the distance because of her elfin swiftness skill, so she can move 1 square left or right instead of her normal move. That's why I chose the Ranger. Now on the right flank you will also see ice sorceresses. Their ability to create ice tiles may help us prevent the wagon from reaching our deployment zone, should obviously the opponent deploy his supply wagon on the right flank, because we don't know, and we won't know until the wagons are deployed, as they are deployed at the very end of the deployment phase. The enemies deployed a unit of dwarves on the right flank. They are a major threat to my ranger, archers, and also my ice sorceresses. That's because they are equipped with shields, right? And also because they are dwarves, they are immune to magic. So that's why I had to place my catapult behind my ice sorceresses, and also, as you will see, I'll soon place my cavalry next to the sorceresses. You see, we don't know where the enemy wagon will be, and this looked like a really good spot. Not to mention there's a swamp there as well for the Hydra to move faster. So I decided to place my wagon close to the forest, which looks quite safe and can provide some protection against the enemy. So the enemy wagon is on the left flank, not on the right as I expected. And the enemy hero is the Archmage, the Ice Archmage. So the enemy starts. Okay, and obviously he's moving in the direction of my cavalry with his spearmen. I can't charge the spearmen with the cavalry, so I decided to move my own spearmen close to the cavalry. The ranger, as you can see, climbs the hill. This gives her a +1 range, so she can shoot at the range of 5 instead of normal 4. And the enemy's playing quite aggressively, I have to say, so I need more forces on the left flank, that's for sure. Okay, the catapult's moving into position. It will soon be able to reach my spearmen. Obviously, the enemy wants to get rid of these spearmen, quite rightly so. Now I'm moving my cavalry because it's more needed on the left flank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in range, so we need to move out. And of course we wanted to face the enemy cavalry so that it wouldn't be able to charge us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! Okay, our ranger eliminated the enemy cavalry. That's because of her extra range, as she was shooting from the top of the hill. So the Archmage is moving forward. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another cavalry. This time it is the catapult that eliminated them. Right, so unfortunately here we had to expose our flank. And I escaped into the forest. I've lost my spearman. Now the good thing about being in a forest is that you can't be attacked by anybody who's outside of the same forest style, which helped us here. Now we're in range, so we don't want to get frozen, and we had to move out of the way with our cavalry. And it is now that the enemy started moving his wagon. This doesn't look good because our left flank is non-existent, really. And he's getting closer. So at this point he's maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 moves. 3 moves away from reaching our deployment zone. So that's why I had to move actually turn my cavalry. Now, to make things worse, the enemies entered the forest. So the enemy spearmen are turning, which means I need to escape from the forest as fast as I can. And at this point I realized that a window of opportunity presented itself for my wagon. I decided to try to reach the enemy deployment zone rather than stop the enemy wagon. Of course, I also tried to turn my catapult, hoping the enemy won't see that he's in range, but obviously he's too experienced to fall for that. And I tried moving my wagon, and obviously the enemy tried to stop me with his swordsman. And let's see how this panned out. They're facing me. Left. Forward. And we're safe. That's a very good maneuver, by the way. You can pretty much use it with any other unit. At this point, my opponent realized it's only a matter of time before I reach the deployment zone and win the battle. So, the Cross of Eternity comes to me, and we draw 2 reward cards. Let's see, Elf Spearman and Deadly Accuracy, which is a really good skill, but I need special units because my opponent's got 2. Dwarves, even more dwarves, this time with shields only. Thanks for watching, and by the way, another battle report is coming soon.